I'm here with Ann Peck for this month's September Resident Spotlight. Ann, how you doing today?
I'm good.
Good. Okay, we're just going to ask you a few questions and we're going to have a short article for you. So, where were you born? Where'd you grow up?
I was born on North Island Naval Base on Navy Day, 1945, at the end of the war. My dad was a naval aviator, and I grew up in various places around the country.
Okay, moved around a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, where'd you go to college?
My dad retired in Texas when I was in junior high, and I went to high school in Fort Worth. I went to college at the University of Texas when there was only one, and then I went from there to Dallas, where I taught Latin in a high school for 3 years.
Okay, so what'd you get your degree in?
My undergraduate degree was in Latin with a second major in English.
Okay, great. So, you didn't really want to make a career out of that. You only taught for 3 years. What'd you do after that?
I actually loved teaching, but it was an interesting way to starve to death and work very hard. And so it was also the height of the anti Vietnam War. And as a military kid, I had an appreciation for the military and doing something that was bigger than you. And so I became the first old maid Latin teacher the Air Force ever recruited in 1970, and I went off to officer training school.
Okay, that's very neat. Did you have any family or grandchildren to tell us about?
I have a son. My husband and I share a son and a daughter, three grandchildren, and two great grandchildren.
Wow, big
And
family.
they live in Oklahoma and Kentucky, so we don't see them as often as we'd like.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's how it is sometimes, but you still love them, I'm sure. Do you have any hobbies outside of Seven Lakes?
Hobbies. I'm still waiting to develop time for hobbies. My major hobby would probably be quilting. I quilt and do hand applique, and I teach both of those.
Oh, very good. What would you say your greatest accomplishment is in your life?
My military career. When I joined the Air Force, there were very few military women who were line officers, and I spent most of my 20-year career being the first woman to do something that in transportation and logistics that proved that they could handle it, and that was probably the best. It made me who I am.
That's good. So, as far as that goes, you said you were in the Air Force for 20 years?
Joined
Yeah.
in 1970 and retired January 1st, 1991.
A nice long spanning career. When did you become a resident of Seven Lakes?
My parents actually bought the my current condo in 1988, and so we came and visited them off and on for the ensuing period. We started snowbirding down here in Building 25 in 2014 and moved down here full time in 2018.
Okay, so second generation. There's a few of those around here. I know you are involved in the Safety and Security Committee. What other groups or committees are you involved in at Seven Lakes?
Actually, the first thing I got involved with at Seven Lakes that I really enjoyed were the Seven Lakes Peacemakers. It's a great group of quilters who make quilts of valor for military veterans and do a lot of other things for other people. Learned a lot from them. As you said, I'm on the Safety Security Committee, and I'm also the condo representative for the owners in condos 44 and 45.
Oh, great, so you're pretty busy around here.
Oh, there's more. I just finished a 2-year stint as regent of my Daughters of the American Revolution chapter, and I'm on the executive committee for American Legion Post 38 in downtown Fort Myers.
Very good. And so you've been here for quite a while through with your parents and yourself here being a snowbird and full time. What would you say is your favorite thing about Seven Lakes if you had to pick one, maybe two things?
I think probably my favorite thing is that I feel so safe and secure when I come through the gate. As we all know, driving on the roads around here is an exciting endeavor on the best of circumstances, and I just take a sigh when I come through the gate and feel safe and secure. It's very pretty, and there are a lot of interesting things to do here, but I think that's probably number one. Oh, the other thing is its location.
Yeah.
It doesn't get any better than that with everything within a 1.5 to 2 mile radius, except some doctors.
Oh, sure, you're in the best spot around.
Absolutely.
Okay, one last question for you, and that would actually be for a new Seven Lakes resident. If you had to give any advice, what would you say to them?
I think it's important that you read the owner's manual that you're given when you buy into Seven Lakes. And I think you also need to be very familiar with the hurricane preparation plan, either the Wink TV's version or somebody else's version, and the Seven Lake plan, because when a crisis comes, you need to know what to do, not be floundering around trying to figure it out then.
Okay. And yeah, with Ian, a lot of us did learn that unfortunately the hard
Oh,
way,
yes.
but we're taking care and hoping there's no hurricanes this year, fingers crossed. Um, Anything else you have to say for us?
Well, I had a career that involved a lot of various kinds of disaster response through the military, so I'm checklist oriented and that sort of thing. But I also, because of some of the places I was and the sort of things that happened to me, am now known for my one and only famous quote: "The difference between catastrophe and adventure is how you tell the story." And hang on to that.
Yeah.
They eventually become adventures in hindsight.
Okay, great. Well, it's great to meet you and sit with you today. Thanks for giving us your time, and we will see you in the spotlight. And of course, we'll see you around the committee meetings as well.
Okay.
Thank you.